Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we praise and glorify your name for giving us this opportunity to unite as one to celebrate the first ever virtual founding anniversary of MCNP and ISAP amidst the challenges of this pandemic. Continue to touch the heart of those who will participate in any event with the gift of the Spirit, and you give them the courage to perform and to give their very best. We thank you for the love, learning, and friendship and devotion that we all share in common and nurture within the wall in our institution. At this special time, we give thanks for those who are present and those who have contributed to the life and success of this school throughout the history of the school. Grant your wisdom that the contestant will value more the camaraderie and cooperate that would happen to Foundation Week and more the glory of winning. Allow the loser to learn that they are already winner because of their willingness and share their talent. Let this Foundation Week serve as the way to praise your name and spread your good news. This we ask your mighty name. Amen.
Ovation the Pacific. Your name we will uphold, the one who shapes our hearts and minds in the kingship of the Lord. We will always strive for excellence as our symbol and our shield. We'll always strive for justice, peace, and love for the nation and for the world. International School of Asian the Pacific, wherever we may roam, the teachings of our dear beloved school is our guide forevermore. Peace amidst the world awaits you, all for the star to serve. Remember the teachings of our beloved school, now and forevermore. International School of Asian the Pacific, your name we will uphold, the one who shapes our hearts and minds in the kingship of the Lord. We will always strive for excellence as our symbol and our shield. We'll always strive for justice, peace, and love for the nation and for the world.
Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to our final round for our debate competition show in celebration of our foundation anniversary in MCNP and ISAP. So, before anything else, I would just like to remind everyone about our guidelines. No, so each speaker from both teams will be given 7 minutes to deliver their speeches and 4 minutes to deliver their reply speeches afterwards. And I will be giving a 15 to 20 minute leeway to finish your speeches maliban doon sa 7 minutes that we will be giving you to deliver your speeches. The leeway will be that is the time for you to wrap up your arguments and for your conclusions. Okay? And of course, the first and the last minute is a protected time, and the second and the 6th minute is unprotected time. During the unprotected time, you may raise your point of information, but be mindful of your time gaps. The time gap should be 7 to 10 minutes for each point of information. So, let us meet first our adjudicators for today's match for our final round. Our first adjudicator is a graduate of our institution, International School of Asia and the Pacific, a top-notcher during the 2016 Customs Broker Licensure Examination. And during her college days, she is also a debater. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Ma'am Charisma Cabaruan. Our second judge studied AB Political Science at Cagayan State University and a member of the Athena Debate Society. He is also a seasoned debater and an adjudicator. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Glewin Nicolai David. And last but not the least, the chairman of the Board of Judges is a graduate of AB Philosophy and Legal Studies at University of St. Louis, a former editor-in-chief of the Louisian Courier, and a seasoned debater and adjudicator. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Attorney Joanna Pagurayan. They will be our adjudicators for our final round. of this debate competition, and let us meet our debaters for this match. Let us start first with the white team. We have Sheila Jacinto, Erica Drapeza, and Gwenny Tricia Gaspar. And for our blue team, we have Maria Azil Ann Daniel, Cinderella Guillermo, and Jerome Galibo. So let us start our final round for this debate competition. Our motion for this debate. This House supports the lowering of criminal liability to 12 years old. Again, this House supports the lowering of criminal liability to 12 years old. Let's have first the government side. Government, Mr. or Mrs. Speaker, you have now the floor. You have 7 minutes to deliver your speech.
Hello, am I audible? Am I clear?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. On my start, go. The most acceptable and decent way of protecting children is to correct them. Everyone present in this virtual debate, good morning. Let us first dwell on the word why. Before I lay to you our proposals and arguments, let me first explain to you the spirit behind this debate. We must first acknowledge the important role of the children for the future of our nation. In the general sense, Dr. Jose Rizal is correct when he said that the youth is the pag-asa ng bayan, and they are to be taken care of with the fullest of our capabilities with the help of not just their parents and guardians and the state, through various laws so that they may properly grow to be better citizens in the future and contribute with the improvement of the state. However, certain external factors impede the growth of these children, and to be more specific, children who turn a life of crime at an early age. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot deny the fact that more and more children have become in conflict with the law as the years have passed by since 2006. The current problem the status quo is facing is that we have overpopulated jails and slow progress of court trials. We don't want that anymore, people going into them, or put more burden on the justice system of our country, but to mobilize the local government units and local DSW offices to address the needs of these children as early as the age of 12. The status quo is thus problematic, Your Excellencies. Hence, there is a need to push for a new paradigm. And applying the Living Tree Doctrine, it is now the time for the law to adapt to the changing times and amend existing laws for the benefit of these children. Thus, this proposition, this House supports the lowering of age of criminal liability to 12 years old. Why is it 12 years old? Why not 15? Under the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, it was concluded that a minimum age of criminal responsibility below the age of 12 years is considered by the committee as internationally acceptable, making 12 years old the minimum number of age. Data shows from a research study that at a young age, children can already carry out unlawful doings which they basically think they could get off from because we can file charges against them. 12 is the lowest set for MACR. It is a social problem that it is why it is necessary. Almost all crimes are committed because there is a problem with the person committing it, whether he or she or in between is an adult or young. This will serve as something that will supplement the existing laws, specifically RA 9344, and further strengthen the implementation of the said law. Hence, it is the high time to amend the juvenile law. By lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old, children are already given the chance to be corrected at an early age. I repeat, children are already given the chance to be corrected at an early age. This shall serve as a deterrent for the future and bigger crime. It has been reported that rather than receiving intervention, these children tend to continue their crime spree. Lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old encourages these children to be mindful of their actions with its recurring actions, but also proper education to better themselves are responsible members of the society. Let us delimit the scope of this debate to necessity and practicability only. Let me define first the important terms necessary in this debate. First, lowering the act of lessening in degree. Second, even there is a criminal liability, ladies and gentlemen, the government side, let me be clear on one thing. Criminal liability does not tantamount to us branding the children as criminals, pursuant to existing laws relating to exempting circumstances. And for this debate, these are our proposals, rather, our excellencies. Let us now dwell on the word, how are we going to? Yes, Mrs. Speaker?
So what is the percentage of crime committed by children in the country?
Thank you for that beautiful point of information. I will get back to you later. First, we are going to amend certain provisions of RA 9344, also known as Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006, through a mandatory bill filed in the Congress. More specifically, Section 6, which sets for the minimum age of criminal responsibility. The government side will amend the status quo of having the age of criminal responsibility from 15 to 12. We will also amend the Title 4, Section 20. Second, criminal liability shall only attach to the CICL upon third commission any violation of the RPC or any special laws. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, children age 12-17 shall only be criminally liable. First and second offenses shall serve as a warning and an intervention program wherein the child will undergo counseling to appraise him that his act as a crime and constitutes a violation of the law, respectively. Hence, it is only upon the third commission that a criminal liability shall attach. Yes?
So if you are saying is to strengthen the law, so is it not more practical to improve first the implementation of RA 9344, which include establishments of BIPAG-ASA, than lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 when in fact our facilities are not yet prepared or capable?
Additionally, the government side insists or move to the enhancement of education and also the supporting the youth care facilities for the CIL to mold them as a better citizens or for the better individuals of our country. So let me go back to my track. So why the three-strike road? This is owing to the reason that we should afford the troubled youth the chance to change for the better by reprimanding them prior to the attachment of criminal liability. Hence, with that laid down, let me proceed to our arguments. First, it is high time to amend the juvenile law. Second, save the children rather, it is a preventive measure. Third, to be reformative, not punitive. It is a high time to amend the juvenile law. In the advent of technology and emerging social media trends, we are in no less robbed by the events of the society that we adults and most especially the children are negatively influenced. In a period where there is unlimited access rather to information, minors are exposed, thereby placing their mentality and power of discernment more advanced. Second, it is a preventive measure, ladies and gentlemen. And lastly, reformative and not punitive. With all this set forth, we on the government side strongly support the lowering of age criminal liability to 12 years old. And with that, we rest our case. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Speaker. Our Prime Minister spoke for 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Now let us proceed to the Leader of the Opposition.
Honorable members of the Board of Educators, fellow debaters from the government and the opposition side, my eagles of MCNP-ISAP who are joining us in this virtual debate, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we asked the Prime Minister how many % of the total crimes in the country is committed by children. 3%, ladies and gentlemen, and 47 of these crimes is theft and robbery, which are crimes against poverty. 3%, and yet, instead of doing what is right and practical, which are number one, addressing the root of the problem. Number two is strengthening the implementation of the current law, RA 9344, or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. The government side is proposing to amend the law, lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old. So cruel, so baseless, so unnecessary, and inhumane. Mr. Chair, Lowering the age of criminal liability entails lowering the age of discernment from 15 years old to 12 years old. Age of discernment, Mr. Chair, depends on the brain development of a child. At 12 years old, the brain's capacity to make judgment is still not fully developed. That is why the contention of the government side, because time has already changed, so that child discernment follows is not valid and baseless. Children are having used by criminals to commit crimes for them. And that is the fact. Children have suffered enough from the hands of these criminals, and instead of going after these criminals, the government chooses to do such act to a child. Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, the opposition side is strongly opposes the lowering of criminal liability to the age of 12 years old because, number one, it is not necessary. With only 3% of the total crime rates of our country, yes, I say only 3% because considering the gravity of the consequences of lowering the age of liability to 12 years old for only 3% of our total crime is totally uncalled for. Am I saying that we neglect that 3%? No, but ladies and gentlemen, we need to address it in a different manner than how we address the 97%. Because these children who may suffer the consequences of the government cruelty of this 3%, ladies and gentlemen, 47% are crimes against poverty. Poverty is not an excuse to commit crime. Yes, for an adult who have a lot of alternatives and means to get away from it, but for children who have suffered from the failure of this country to provide him his basic needs, his safety and security, committing a crime such as theft may just be the only way to survive. The Child Neurology Society has proven that the brain does not fully develop until the age of 25. That's why children are often unavailable to protect themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we have RA 9344, contrary to the contention of the government side, that children who commit crime are not punished. These children are subjected to intervention and reformative program of the Department of Social Works and Development. But since the law acknowledged that children this age should not be incarcerated, they are being released to their parents and family. These reformative interventions are based from the gravity of crime and the frequency of committing crimes. What is the reason why we put a person to jail? Is it to make them suffer? Partly yes, but the main reason for putting them in jail is for the reformation. How will a 12-year-old child go through the process of reformation in almost the same ways as adults? Or is it the purpose of the government to just make them suffer? Next point, Mr. Chair, are we capable of providing a conducive facilities for them? For 12 years old, ladies and gentlemen, wherein some are still greatly dependent on their parents and families. In reality, Mr. Chair, there are only 35 barangay pag-asa who are operational at the moment compared to the 100 or 114 mandated by RA 9344. Furthermore, these facilities are undermanned and underfunded. So, instead of addressing this concern first, the government side resorts to a more drastic and cruel means, not necessary and totally uncalled for. Yes, Mr. Speaker?
True or false, Mr. Speaker? Is there no such thing as crimes against poverty? True or false? I repeat, there is
a thing as.
Thank you.
False. Next point, Mr. Chair, the impact that it has among children. Not only will they be deprived of the care and comfort from their homes and families, not only are they deprived of decent meals and their education, but their emotional and psychological aspect will greatly suffer. Children around the world who are arrested for alleged wrongdoings are not given the protection they rightfully deserve from what has been stipulated on the Convention on the Rights of the Child. The opposition side, Mr. Chair, proposed a more responsible, effective, and practical solution, which is to strengthen the implementation of RA 9344. More facilities should be created for the reformation program. Local government units should strictly follow what the law requires, which is allotting 1% of their era to the implementation of the law. Furthermore, we need experts, social workers, psychologists, and experts in children's mental health and behavior later, please, in order to implement a appropriate and effective reformative programs such as increasing life skills of adolescent learners, establishing evidence-based parenting programs from baby to adolescents, and decreasing detention. Instead, increasing use of diversional and community-based mechanisms to address delinquencies. These are not new mechanisms, Mr. Chair. These are all in RA 9344. But because of inadequate funding and ineffective implementation, it is not being realized. Another solution offered by the opposition, Mr. Chair, is to strengthen measures and programs that addresses out-of-school youth, empower the Sangguniang Kabataan and other youth organizations in order to give children more opportunities to develop their capabilities rather than resorting to criminal acts. Ladies and gentlemen, if we fail to understand the underlying reasons how and why children commit crimes, we as adults fail our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Speaker. The Leader of the Opposition spoke for 7 minutes and 3 seconds. Now let us proceed to the Deputy Prime Minister.
Can you hear me po?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. By reprimanding a child, we are saving them. To our respective adjudicators, to our equally esteemed opponents, to everyone present here in this debate, an exquisite morning. This House supports the lowering of criminal liability to 12 years old. Before I lay our arguments, let me first reiterate the blunders committed by the Leader of the Opposition. First, the Leader of the Opposition failed to listen. The proposal is stating that it is not cruel and inhumane to lower the criminality or the criminal liability of the children. Second, the child discernment is not the basis. That is your very words. Actually, the discernment of the child is very important. At age 12 to 15 years old, that is already very crucial in development years of the child. And so it is important that when they err, we must correct them immediately. Next, you said that the percentage is only 3%. So if it is working, then if we lower the criminal liability to 12 years old, we can even make the juvenile delinquency to 0. Okay, next. There is no such thing as crime against poverty. You are repeating it, and as the Prime Minister asked the question, you just answered, yes, I think. And then you just said false later on. Next. I have to question the necessity that you have delivered of this debate. Actually, it is necessary because it is a social problem. Okay? You are imparting that this is discriminatory. We have not mentioned any of that. This is not discriminatory. The law applies to everyone. Okay. Let me now continue with our argument. To commit crime with the knowledge that they are not being held responsible because of the age requirement is a factor that we should ponder on. Lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 makes them realize that what they are doing is against the law. It is also an immunization or protection against abusive adults, as they are coerced to do things that is against the law. First, the government side supports the lowering of criminal liability to 12 years old because it is the high time to lower the age of criminal liability.
Point of information.
Later, please. In this discernment of right and wrong, truth to be told, in the advent of the free access to the digital world, children's discernment below 18 years old is more advanced than the children 15 years ago. A study conducted by Center for Children's Health reveals that ages 12 to 18 can do more complex
Point of information.
such do abstract thinking. This means thinking about possibilities, reason from known principles. This means forming own new or questions, Considering many points of view, this means to compare or debate ideas or opinions. Think about the process of thinking. This means being aware of the act of thought processes. Yes.
Okay, so according to records, what are the most common nature of crimes committed by children? Are they heavy?
Okay, I will get to you back later. I will get back to you later.
Okay, thank you.
More importantly, why the age 12 years old? Simply because it is the crucial and development years of the child, as I was saying earlier. So as soon as the child errs, they are corrected immediately. Hence, the lowering of criminal liability to 12 years old will serve as a deterrent. Second, it will serve as a preventive measure. Offender at once is okay, but if being an offender becomes a habit, it is a problem. The hard core of the crime problem is the offender who develops crime into a way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, the costs are not only in the injuries they inflict or the property they steal, but in the
information.
They offer to younger minds a set of attitudes toward life that leads inevitably to a criminal career. Yes.
If a child's brain is not yet fully developed, does it mean some of brain's function, particularly judgment, may also be affected?
Actually, I just told you that a study has concluded that by age 12 to 18, they have more or complex thinking. These children can already understand beyond interpretation. So 12 years old basically can have the power of discernment and to judge things, that is. So I'll continue. Most of these careers start early. The President's Commission concluded that studies made of the careers of adult offenders regularly show the importance of juvenile as the forerunner of adult crime. These studies also show that the most frequent pattern among adult offenders is one that starts with petty stealing and progresses to much more serious property.
Speaker?
Yes.
I just want to correct that I never said yes on the poverty, or that poverty being not against, or on that it is being against the poverty. But yes or no, cruel, and is it not cruel and inhumane to put a child to prison cell?
It is not. Dear, we are saving the children here. We are protecting them. We are not being cruel and inhumane. Actually, we are not violating their rights. We are more of protecting them. Because at an early age, we are already imparting them the consequences of their actions. Okay. Hence, lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 actually saves more than the age bracket of just below 18, but not more than 15. So ladies and gentlemen, the government side proposes that the lowering of age of the children at risk and children in conflict with the law will bring a positive change to society in a more holistic way. According to DSWD, 65% of children in conflict with the law comes from low-earning families, has stopped schooling, started drugs at early age, abuse, thus they are more vulnerable of saving efforts. Given they are victims of abandonment, dysfunctional families, poverty, and state neglect, they are still the responsibilities of the government. The lowering is merely an intervention to cope up with the situation where cases involving minors are rampant and alarming. So if lowering means saving more, then why should we hesitate? Next, reformative,
Mr.
not
Speaker.
the government side proposes to increase the degree of mitigation rather than unpunished liability. In the Philippines, the status quo, survey shows...
Mr. Speaker, your 7 minutes is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our Deputy Prime Minister spoke for 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Now let's proceed to the Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you're loud and clear. Proceed.
Okay. So, let me start. Let me start by clearing the statement of the Deputy Prime Minister, where she said that age 12 to 15 is still crucial and is still developing. So why still lower to 12 years old, where they are not capable of decisions they're making because their brain is still developing and yet not yet fully developed. Therefore, they are not capable of their decisions. And now to my arguments. 3% of the total crime in our country is committed by children. Of the 3%, only 14% is committed by children below 15 years old. Of the 3%, 47% are crimes related to poverty. Most of these crimes are light crimes, ladies and gentlemen. How cruel is the society that advocates for imposing criminal liability among our children? Is this the kind of society that we have become? A cruel society that chooses to be harsh rather than perform its obligation to its children and its tomorrow's children. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to the honorable adjudicators, fellow debaters, MCNP and ISAP community, happy founding anniversaries. Dear debaters from the government side is pointing out that there has been an increase in the crime committed by children. My question is it a significant increase? An increase that could justify a drastic measure? I will answer it for you. The answer is no. The increase is not and is far from being significant. Many are repeat offenders. The question is this not a failure of the state's implementation of RA 9344? Because if the reformation program and interventions provided for first-time offenders was successful, it should have not happened again. Second, why are there repeat offenders? Because the parents, the leaders, the communities once again failed their roles in providing these children what they need. Ladies and gentlemen, pickpocketers along the streets of Manila, what are their common denominator? Poverty, lack of family and social support, hunger, neglect, inadequate to no education. And yet there is the government trying to convince us that punishing children as young as 12 years old is the solution. Because yes, we have failed for a long time now. Providing for the needs of our children, we have failed to perform our responsibilities to our children. So instead of addressing where the problem lies, we resort to a desperate solution, branding them criminals while they are young to cover up what their adults failed to do.
COI, please.
At present, one of the biggest problems by the DSWB in the implementation of RA 9344 is, number one, lack of adequate facilities. Only 35 bahay pag-asa out of the 114 prescribed by the law. Number two, very few experts manning these facilities. Most of these bahay pag-asa do not have their own psychologists, pediatricians, social workers who are necessary to carry out the rehabilitation program. These facilities are underfunded, and according to a study conducted by the DSW themselves in 2019, factors that were pointed out by children detained in these facilities are, inadequate food supply, lack of recreation facilities, and very few personnel who can assist them. Lowering the age of criminal liability means detaining more children offenders in these facilities.
Mr. Speaker.
Is it practical? Is it humane to detain children 12 years old in these facilities? Yes.
What is your benchmark in not lowering the age of for not lowering the age of criminal liability to 12?
Can you please repeat?
What is your benchmark in not lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old?
Because they are still not capable of their decisions. 12 years old's brains are still not fully developed. Brain is still developing up till the age of 16. So that is our benchmark. Are we really for their rehabilitation or merely for punishment of a crime they might not even understand its implication to others and to themselves? The opposition side strongly opposes the motion because of the following arguments, ladies and gentlemen. First, there is no scientific basis for lowering the age of discernment from 15 to 12 years old. Scientific studies show that brain function reaches maturity only at around 16 years old, affecting children's reasoning and impulse control. For this reason, children are not yet mature and are not able to discern the right from wrong. Mr. Chair, we ask the government side, if discernment is necessary in marriage and in voting during elections, the answer is of course yes. But why is that legal age for marriage in our country is 18 years old and voting rights only starts at 15? Why not 12 then? If indeed we can assure that they are already capable of discernment, there is a way of determining discernment. Really? How do you measure the discernment of a 12-year-old child? Later, please. For example, a 12-year-old child was playing with a friend in a slide found at a school playground. Suddenly, they had a misunderstanding when his friend didn't find him to share the slide. So she pushed his friend, resulting to the death of his friend. Are we going to file a case of homicide to this 12 years old? The 12-year-old will be detained in a facility away from his parents and families who can help him understand that he did something not acceptable. He will go through an investigation process which require him to go to a police station, and later on will also need to go to court hearings. If these are difficult experiences among adults, what more to children who don't even know what they are going through? Second, Mr. Chair, it is impractical. Lowering the age of criminal responsibility does not lower the crime rates. Let us focus on the larger picture. Some of the crimes of children were committed because they have been used by criminal syndicates. Why don't we go after these criminals? That crime
Mr.
syndicates
Speaker?
are using, yes.
You may take this point of information.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, status quo, 15 years old below, children in conflict with the law or without discernment should not be liable for the any crimes that they will commit. So what then are your plans for the 12, 13, 14 CICL after committing both heinous and petty crimes?
I will get back to you later. The crime syndicates are using children in their illegal activities to get away with crime, so the children need to be detained to stop them from committing offenses. This only proves that the children are the victims of such actions. It doesn't change the fact that children should be rescued and provided rehabilitative support, and the syndicates should be the ones arrested and penalized for their criminal acts to avoid using even much younger children to commit their wrongdoings. Let me reiterate, Mr. Chair, that one of the biggest problems faced by the Department of Social Welfare Development is lack of adequate facilities, very few experts manning these facilities, and there is a lack of pediatricians, psychologists, and social workers who are necessary to carry out the rehabilitation program. Is it not more practical, Mr. Chair, if the government will review the implementation of RA 9344, because the problem is not on the law itself, but not on its implementation? It was not given the fund needed, it is undermanned and has been taken for granted. It is high time that we improve this implementation, Mr. Chair. Only when we have already done everything in all other means to lower this 3%, when we have performed all necessary measures to save our children from going through the wrong direction, that we can consider such drastic measure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Deputy Leader of the Opposition spoke for 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Now let us proceed to the government whip.
Begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. In the long run, the only hope for curtailing the various forms of individual and collective violence we are now experiencing is to develop a system to open opportunities that will give each citizen a chance to stake out a claim to successful, satisfying, and law-abiding way of life. To everyone present in this virtual debate, a pleasant morning. We on the government side firmly supports the lowering of age criminal liability to 12 years old. And before I lay to you my arguments, allow me to expose the blunders that the opposition side has committed. First, they told us that the existing law, or the RA 9833, actually shows that the age of criminal liability at 15 years old is enough, ladies and gentlemen, to decrease the juvenile delinquency in the country. So why is there still a need to lower it into 12? Given the fact, ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, that this Republic Act is working, amending it and lowering the age of criminal liability of the children in conflict with the law into 12 will further strengthen it and will entail a better criminal justice system in the long run. And in best case, ladies and gentlemen, it will lead into zero juvenile delinquency. Second, the opposition side is discriminatory. You are the one who's being discriminatory here, because you are saying that the juvenile delinquencies is conclusive only to the poor. How about the countries that has a less poverty rate as compared to us? Just like the United States, for example, they still have a high juvenile delinquency rate. Anyone can do it, not just the poor ones. Third, they told us that 12 years old is very early to be criminally liable, wherein you should be at least 15 years old to have fully developed and such. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why we are pushing it. That before a child in conflict with the law turns 15, he will have a crucial development years. So, if they will commit crimes in an early age, it is right and just for the government to address it as early as 12 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, even in the best case scenario of the opposition with their intervention program and enhancement and etc., if the child
Point of information.
Later, please. If the child below 12 to 14 decides to continue committing crimes behind, he will never be criminally liable. And we think that it is a grave injustice, ladies and gentlemen, to the victims of this person. Next,
They ask for the heaviness of the crimes, ladies and gentlemen, committed by the CICL. It is not that heavy actually according to the juvenile delinquency. However, we must cover all possible crimes. Heavy or not, we should correct them immediately. Am I right? Of course, I am right. Next, they keep on saying that a rehabilitating 12 years
Point of
old
information.
is child in conflict with the law is unethical. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition side, are you even aware of the law of relativity fallacy, ladies and gentlemen? Now, these are our arguments. First, it is high time to amend the juvenile law because
Point of information. Okay, according to statistics, what is the profile of most of the children offenders in the Philippines? Do they belong to the rich or poor family?
Again, regardless of how poor or how rich that person is, we should correct them in a reformation way. It is now the period of time of having an unlimited access to information in the internet and social media platforms. Minors are now more exposed, ladies and gentlemen. Their power of discernment is now much more advanced generally. Therefore, there is really a need to lower the age later, please, to 12 years old to provide them not only reformation for the children in conflict with the law, but also to provide children in general the proper education to better themselves as responsible of the society later, please. And second, it will serve as a preventative measure. The hardcore, ladies and gentlemen, of the crime problem is the offender who develops crime into a way of life, ladies and gentlemen. Such offenders learn how to make a crime pay despite occasional arrest and imprisonments. The President's Commission concluded that, yes, Mr. Speaker?
Do we have enough facilities to ensure that they will not be detained together with adult offenders, given only 35 out of 114 Bahay Pag-asa?
Mr. Speaker, that is why we will have an assessment of DSWD yearly for minimum checking to ensure the protection of the child in conflict with the law. You are just not listening. Ladies and gentlemen, saving the children at risk in an early age also constitutes a move for saving them in the future. And last, reformative, not punitive. Protecting the children means implanting them, ladies and gentlemen, the idea that in one way or another, they should learn to be responsible towards their actions. We, on the government side, protect these children and at the same time letting them realize that no matter what you are and who you are, responsibility must always be considered. Again, ladies and gentlemen, there is no violence once these children will be criminally liable, because we have various interventions programs and we are not treating them the same as the individuals who committed at an age of majority. The Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act defines the juvenile justice and welfare system as a system dealing with children at risk and children in conflict with the law, which provides child appropriate proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, including programs and services for prevention, diversion, rehabilitation, reintegration, and aftercare to ensure their normal growth and development. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition side keep on saying that we are branding this a child at risk as criminals. No, we don't brand them as the criminals, because rather we term them children in conflict with the law. Punishments, ladies and gentlemen, are not to be named of correcting but the children, but reformations, ladies and gentlemen. And your excellencies, lowering the age of criminal liability will entail a better criminal justice system in the long run. How much crime will there be in the Philippines in the next 5-10 years? Will crime rates go up, down, or remain the same? Juvenile crime is often an indication of crime problems to come in again. With this, we on the government side strongly and firmly believe that it is the high time to lower age of criminal liability from 15 to 12 because of the advent of technology, as it can save the children in conflict with the law to have a successful, satisfying, and law-abiding way of life. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Speaker. The government whip spoke for 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Now let us proceed to the opposition whip.
Okay, hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, let me start in 3, 2, 1.
Honorable adjudicators, fellow debaters from the government and opposition side, and to everyone present in this honorable virtual house, good morning. Mr. Chair, before I present my arguments, I would like to expose the blunders committed by the speakers of the opposition, of the government side. Now, first, they were saying that they wanted to lower the criminal liability to 12, and they are for correctional. Now, is it not practical to improve first the implementation of the RA 9344, which include the establishment of Bahay Pag-asa, instead of lowering the criminal liability when in fact the facilities are not yet prepared and capable? Second, they said that criminal cases committed by children are not heavy crimes. Now let me add to it that according to PNP, crimes committed by children are not heavy crimes, and data shows that crimes committed by children are light crimes. So why impose a law that is not necessary and can even open rooms for abuse? Now, next, repeat crimes are also children are also repeating their crimes. Now, if a child offender commits the same crime, does that mean that all factors that force him to do it have been resolved? Is it not also possible that rehabilitation program failed, or poverty, hunger, neglect still haunts him and make him do it again later? Let me finish this first. In this case, it is justifiable to impose harsh punishments? Now next, you also said that it is not against the rights. I strongly oppose, Mr. Chair, because it violates the RA number 7610, which is known as a Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. And this means that they are not mature at that age. Now, let me proceed with my arguments. Foremost, Mr. Chair, I would like to emphasize that we on the opposition side strongly oppose the government side because we believe that instead of lowering the criminal liability to 12 years old, which is cruel, baseless, unnecessary, and inhumane, we must address first the root of the problem, and we must strengthen the implementation of the current law, which is RA 9344, or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. Mr. Chair, the government side argued on the necessity of lowering, yes?
You say a lot for the CICL. What is then your protection for the victims, more importantly, victims for this age?
These children will also face accountability. It is just that the sentence is merely suspended. So, but because, let me go back to our point that these children are not yet mature enough to think or understand if it is what they are accountable for. So let us check on the root of the problem first. Now, Mr. Chair, later the government side argued on the necessity of lowering the criminal liability to 12 years old. We were able to prove that it is not necessary. Why? First, according to the police crime statistics, only 3% of the total crimes of our country are committed by children, from whom only 14% of it is committed by children below 15 years old, and almost half are crimes against poverty. We do not neglect, later, let me finish this first, we do not neglect the 3%, but let me reiterate what the leader of the opposition said a while back, that we need to address it in a different manner than how we address the 97%, because these are children who may suffer from the consequences of the government's cruelty. In fact, children are just being used by criminals to commit crimes for them. Children have suffered enough from the hands of these criminals. Now, just because they failed to go after these criminals, they are going after these kids. Second, according to UNICEF, there is a lack of evidence and data that children are responsible for the increase of criminal rates in the Philippines. Mr. Chair, the position of the PAP and PPS as neuroscience has already proven as well that brain does not fully develop until the age of 25. That's why children are often unable to protect themselves. Now, these prove that lowering the criminal liability to 12 years old is not necessary, and it is even impractical. Mr. Chair, I would like to reiterate what the deputy leader of the opposition said a while back, that there is no scientific basis of lowering the age of discernment from 15 years old to 12 years old. Scientific study shows that brain function reaches maturity at around 16 years old, affecting children's reasoning and impulse control. For this reason, children are not yet mature and are not ready to discern the right from wrong. Ladies and gentlemen,
Speaker.
let me finish this first. Ladies and gentlemen, lowering the age of criminal responsibility is not also a guarantee that children will no longer commit crimes, considering that they do not have yet discernment, and have still fully developed. For as long as the factors that made them commit such crimes were not addressed and our reformation and intervention programs are not properly implemented, the problem remains. Mr. Chair, we have argued on the capacity of the government in providing conducive facilities. In reality, yes.
Your status quo is problematic. You are saying that we should romanticize the blindness of this justice system, that just because they are 12 and poor, they shouldn't be liable for the crimes that they committed, and just allow them to have their cases be dismissed?
No, we are not saying that their cases will be dismissed. I just said a while ago that these children's sentences are just merely suspended. In fact, they will face accountability. It's just that the implementation is not fully implemented. Now, Mr. Chair, we also argued on the capacity of the government in providing conducive facilities. In reality, there are 35 Bahay Pag-asa who are operational at the moment, compared to the 114 mandated by RA 9344. Furthermore, these facilities are undermanned and underfunded. So why is it that government resorts to a more drastic and cruel mean when we should address this concern first? Next point, Mr. Chair, is the impact that it has among children. The stigma of being branded criminal at a very young age, this they will forever carry for the rest of their lives. If our purpose of making them criminal liable at this age is to make them realize that they did something wrong, branding them criminals is not the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking away the future of these children. In a country like Philippines, where justice system is flawed and where corruption is prevailed, it would be truly unfair for the children by detaining him or her in an environment where there is no system at all. This is detrimental for the child's development, especially for those who are still in their formative years, because children are heavily influenced by their surroundings. That is why the opposition side, Mr. Chair, is proposing a more responsible, effective, and practical solution, which is to strengthen the implementation of RA 9344. Better resources, run after the gangs. Local government units should strictly follow what the law requires, which is allotting 1% of their ERA to the implementation of the law. Furthermore, we need more experts, and we must remind our parents, these are not new mechanisms, Mr. Chair. These are all in RA 9344, but because of inadequate funding and ineffective implementation, it is not being realized. I know of someone who has always believed in the potential of the youth. It is a shame that we can see such potential now. Indeed, early pregnancies, criminal acts, juvenile delinquency, and stagnation. This is not what we envision the youth to be. But we don't need band-aid solutions like lower age limits. We need real solutions to empower the youth and give them the chance to grow and become who they were meant to be, as great man envisioned them to be. The same man was society's once an empowered youth himself. With that, I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Speaker. Our opposition lead spoke for 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, each team will be given 4 minutes to deliver their reply speeches, and we'll be starting first with the opposition side speech.
Okay, am I clear?
Yes, you're clear. Proceed.
Okay. Lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old is a suicide decision. They are subjected to adult punishments in prison, maltreatment, abuse, hunger, and lack of child support. The government side only talked about lowering the criminal liability to 12 years old, but they failed to address the possible consequences to our children. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time to finally decide to which side who successfully defended their arguments, and who else, of course, our side, the opposition. This I say so because of the following reasons. First, it is not necessary, with only 3% of the total crimes of the country are committed by children. So the call for lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old is not necessary. In fact, most of the crimes are light crimes, like stealing in order to feed their hungry stomach. Second, we do not have the capacity of providing conducive facilities to them, because 12 years olds are still dependent on their parents and families, wherein there are only 35 out of 114 Bahay Pag-asa who are fully operational at the moment. There is also a lack of manpower and personnel. Third, the impact to our children, ladies and gentlemen. Not only they will be deprived of the care and comfort of their homes and families, not only they will be deprived of their decent meals and their education, but their emotional and psychological aspect will greatly suffer. Lastly, lowering the age of criminal responsibility does not lower the crime rates. I repeat, does not lower the crime rates. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old is not necessary. It is impractical and not a solution. Our side is consistent in supporting our arguments and provided an alternative, which is to strengthen the implementation of RA 9444, which is the real solution to the problem. As a result of our superiority in supporting our claims, the opposition time stands and takes this debate ours. Please vote for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Now let us proceed to the government side. Government, you now have the floor. You have 4 minutes to deliver your reply speech.
Good morning once again. Can you hear me?
Yes, proceed.
Okay. In my start, go. The most acceptable and decent way of protecting children is to correct them. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, now it is time to wrap up our debate and introduce some main clashes that went on during this match. The main and most important clash in this debate today is the question of lowering the age of criminal liability to 12 years old. The opposition side has tried to explain the disadvantages of lowering the age of criminal liability to 12, the underlying reasons why children commit crimes for multiple offenders, and the discernment of the CCIL is not mature enough. And they keep on insisting the status quo but fail to grasp the detail of it, and only provided the best case scenario with no foundation or evidence at all. Their arguments are filled with assumptions and hasty generalizations that do not support their claim. This one example here was provided. The opposition insists that we are putting them in jail. However, the government insists in the very first place that the government will just give them an intervention program, meaning there is no jail time at all. And we are not branding them as criminals. And we are just giving them an image is the children in conflict with the law, not criminals. And we are giving them the opportunity to go or under rehabilitation and reintegration rather. And lastly, there is no suspension for ages below 15. Only an intervention according to RA 9344. But we, on the government side, has proven that our paradigm is a way better than theirs before. There's only limits to the disadvantages of lowering the age of criminal liability and keep on insisting that this is not an immediate, but this is a social problem and fact, and the change is inevitable. In contrast, this House provided substantial evidence as to why we should lower the age of criminal liability to 12 years old. We have also provided better proposals, which again are the following. First, amend certain provisions of RA 9344, Section 6, which sets forth the minimum age criminal responsibility to 12. And also Title 4, Section 20, applying the living tree doctrine that for every generation requires law adjustment. Criminal liability shall only attach to the CICL upon third commission of any violation of the RPC or any special laws. It is only upon the third commission that criminal liability shall attach. Third, enhance the educational support within youth care facilities for the CICL to mold them as better individuals for the future. The DSWD shall monitor and assess youth care facilities to ensure that these children in conflict with the law is afforded with the care and guidance that they need and deserve. It is a preventive measure. By lowering criminal liability to 12, we can immediately provide the children with measures that looks in the aftercare of their care being reformative but not punitive. We do not brand them as criminals. Rather, we turn them children in conflict with the law. Punishments are not to be named of correcting the children, but reformations. With that, we rest our case.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Speaker. Again, congratulations to both teams for doing a great job and for qualifying into our championship round of this debate competition. Pakpakan nyo naman inyong mga sarili. Again, thank you very much. And again, thank you very much to our coaches, Sir Ezra and Ma'am Karen, I believe, from the nursing department. So now, we'll be going to the comments of our adjudicators for today's match. Let us hear first the comments of Sir Glewin David.
And good morning, everyone. Especially to our adjudicators and to the speakers. Thank you. First, thank you to Ate Bev and MCNP-ISAP for inviting me. Ano ba? So, ayun. I think kaya kami matagal din sa kanina, kabilang room, because we had problems regarding who's the best speaker and best debater. You should always consider na kahit minor awards tong mga to, like, kaya binibigay yung awards na yun is for you to be wary. Kasi parang yun yung nagpapainit ng debate. Like, for example, for best debater, for you to be chosen as the best debater, you have to answer POIs and you have to raise POIs. Diba? So, ayun, meron kasi yung isa, nag-accept siya ng mga POI, ng maraming POI, and she answered it well. Meron naman yung isa, nag-raise siya ng mga POI, however, hindi naman siya parang hindi siya nag-entertain ng POI. So, it was really hard for us. So, iba-iba kami ng best debater kanina. Anyway, ayun nga, if you want to get that award next time, you be mindful dun sa mga small, malilit na rules na yun. Just raise good POIs and answer some POIs. Huwag niyong ini-ignore. Ayun. So, let's proceed with the debate. First of all, congratulations to everyone. Ayun, it was a nice debate. Pero, of course, there are a lot of improvements. Like, paano ba? The debate started really well from the Prime Minister. Like, okay yung sinabi niya na the status quo is problematic. Yung children commit crime because they know they can't be charged. Maganda yung mga yon. Tapos, with your proposal, they will be more mindful of their acts. Ganito, ganyan. However, for the Prime, for your improvement next time, kung napansin mo, you define the terms in the middle of your speech na. So parang ang dami mo nang sinabi for like 2 to 3 minutes ka nang nag-explain sa amin. Tapos saka ka nag-define ng term, parang medyo gitna ng speech mo. Defining the definition or defining the motion is very crucial. Dapat sa simula pa lang meron na yan. And ano pa yung meron sa definition? Ayan. It's problematic kasi nag-present ka ng problems like yun nga, children commit crime because they know they can't be charged, tapos they will be more mindful. However, parang mas maganda siguro pag yung presentation ninyo ng SQ or why it's problematic or why you are proposing this is you have this one big reason or one big problem na kung saan masasagutan na inyong proposal. That's for example, ang sinabi nyo is yun nga, kung nag-increase ba yung crime rate na kung saan kasali yung mga children. So, yung proposal ninyo, okay, the motion is actually answering that certain problem. You have to identify the problem para malaman namin kung ano yung tamang solusyon. If it's your solution or the solution of the other side. Now, the opposition naman is, your job is you can accept that there is a problem. Kung yung sinabi nilang problema is, alam mo yun, if you agree na yung problema ng sinabi ng Prime or ng government is the problem, then sabihin nyo explicitly. Dapat the leader of the opposition will tell it na we agree that the problem in this debate is this one or the issue is ito yung issue natin. However, doon na sila papasok. However, we don't agree with their solution. This is our solution to the problem. So, i-represent yun na yung solution nyo. So, alam niyo yun, we need to know from the start of the debate if ano yung problema and if the government agrees with the problem. Okay? Or if the opposition naman doesn't agree with the problem, magsasabi sila ng, ayun nga, kung ano talaga yung problema that we have to address. Okay? Sabihin nila na, what the government is talking about may be a problem, pero ito talaga yung root cause, ito talaga yung problema na kailangan natin i-address. Okay? Pwedeng ganun yung atake, or pwedeng yung sabihin na, okay, we agree with the government. However, your solution is not the best solution. This is the best solution. So, from there on, nakita nyo, mas maganda na sana yung laban. Although maganda yung laban nyo, pero it could have been better. Di ba, na-identify niyo yung problem, tapos pagandahan kayo ng proposals, pagandahan kayo ng solutions, pagandahan kayo ng arguments, di ba, kung kanino yung mas mag-work. So, ayun. Although meron namang development dito sa debate match na to, maganda. Like, for example, nilabas ng government yung three-strike rule nila kapag repetitive na yung pag-commit ng crime nung man ito, medyo late yung pagsagot ng opposition na tawag dito. Ang sagot niya dito was, ayun, yung repetitive crimes parang can be caused by failed rehabilitation centers. So parang yung whip yung sumagot doon. Pero yun nga, it could have been, although nasagot siya, pero mas maganda sana kung mas maaga siyang nasagot. Although hindi naman nakakabawas ng points yun, pero yun nga, that answer was really good. And parang, ang pino-point out na ng opposition dito is the implementation. Di ba? Yun na yung sinabi nila. Pero dapat, explicit yun from the LO pa lang. Di ba? Na ang problema, kunwari, the problem is there's an increasing number of child delinquents. However, the real problem is yung implementation ng Republic Act. Kasi yun yung pinaka-inatake ng opposition di ba? Sobrang inatake nila yung law na it's not implemented. So the problem sa kanila is the implementation of the law. So ang ginagawa nila is they try to fix it. Yun yung inaayos nila. Kasi pag naayos nila yung implementation of the law, masasagot na yung problema nyo and yung problema nitong buong debate na to. Parang ganun yung gusto nilang sabihin. Diba? Na parang if you implement it well, with 100, tawag dito, kapag naabot yung 100 facilities for rehabilitation ng mga bata, di mas mababantayan na sila. Diba? So parang nasasagot na nila yun nga, since mas mababantayan sila, ganito, ganyan, and so on and so forth. Tapos yun nga, pag sinabing be more responsive, you were responsive at some point, pero medyo kulang siya. Dapat pag may sinasabi yung kalaban ninyo, you listen very well and make sure na mag-respond kayo doon. Atakihin nyo yun. Okay, wag niyong hahayaan na nandyan lang siya lumilipad. Like, paano ba? Ayan. May good point yung government, yung sinabi na yung pag-lower nila ng age is actually going to save more. Kasi yun nga, ibababa mo yung age of criminal liability. So, parang mas marami kayong ma-address ng mga bata. So, mas marami kayong makukuha. Diba? Parang ganun yung point nyo. I saw that and it was really good. However, yun nga, parang you should have pumunta dapat kayo into details on how you can actually help them. Kasi may nire-raise yung kabila na kulang sa facilities. Diba? Parang may 30 lang tayo instead of 100. So, paano mo then ma-address yun nga, nagdagdag ka ng mga bata din sa loob. Technically, if you lower the age, mas marami kayong makukuhang bata na isi-save, di ba? So, paano mo sila masisave if the facilities aren't enough or hindi naman effective yung facilities? Parang, I think both agreed naman na hindi enough yung facilities na medyo may problema sa implementation. So, ayun, dapat i-address nyo rin yung mga sinasabi ng opponents ninyo. Okay? Don't be so focused dun sa speech ninyo. Okay? Tapos, I think, ito yung medyo problema kanina na napansin ko. Yung ang daming nagsabi na I will get back to you later. Pero walang bumalik sa mga POIs. Di ba? May nag-raise ng POI, hindi nyo masagot, tapos sabi nyo, babalikan ko kayo. Pero yun nga, walang bumalik or walang sumagot dun sa hanging question. Ganyan. So, if you're not responsive rin sa POI, yun nga, so hindi talaga kayo masyadong responsive. You have to be responsive sa opponents ninyo. Kung may tinatanong sila, you answer it. Diba? That may be a problem, but as what we have said, ito yung solution dyan, and it's already answered. Mga ganun-ganun lang. Tapos, for the whips pala, although the whips were really good, maganda yung speeches ng whips, however, medyo mas gawin nyo siyang mas organized and medyo by the book siguro on ano ba talaga ang ginagawa ng whip. Yun nga, pag naglaban na yung first two speakers ninyo, nang pagandahan kayo ng what they call that, pagandahan sila ng solution, yung whip is yun na, magko-compare and contrast na siya. Like for example, dun sa naging debate niyo may tatlong issues or tatlong problems. Siyempre, each side will be coming up with a solution. Diba? O how are we going to answer this problem? So, ang sasabihin ng whip, the government side tried to answer this problem with this mechanism. Diba? The opposition tried to answer this with this mechanism. Ano yung mas effective? Ano yung mas efficient? Saan talaga natin natutugunan yung problema? So, alam niyo yun, compare and contrast na yung solutions na present ninyo. Okay? Hindi lang siya merely presenting your case and presenting the opponent's case. I-compare and contrast nyo. Tapos ipakita nyo sa amin that the government solution or the opposition solution is much better than the other. Diba? Now, the second problem is this one. Diba? Sinagot namin tong issue na to with this and that. Tapos, yun na, yung last na is, the major problem is this one. How did they address this and how did we address this? The government addressed this problem, this main problem, na ganito, ganyan. Long run, ano yung mas effective? Ano yung mas maganda? Diba? Ano yung mas makakatulong sa ating mga kabataan, since the issue here is how you're going to promote or how you're going to, yun nga, give these children better lives. So, in the long run, ano yung mas magiging makakabuti? Ayun. So, anyway pala, eto, I forgot, yung dapat included sa definition, although, feel ko na-include, yung definition ng criminal liability. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng criminal liability? Kasi I think that's very crucial. Diba? Kasi parang dinefine siya ng Gov and trying to tell us na parang intervention programs lang yung mangyayari. Diba? Which is, feeling ko, okay. Wala, ayan. Ay, yung term dito, yung criminal liability, tapos sinabing intervention programs only. And I feeling ko, there will be a problem kung ganun lang yung definition ninyo sa criminal liability. However, ayun nga, ang problema rin naman sa opposition is hindi nila ito challenge. If there is pag may definition yung government na hindi maganda or parameter na hindi maganda and unacceptable, the opposition, the leader of the opposition, dapat first part of his speech pa lang sinabi niya na that they are challenging their definition, they are challenging their parameters. Kasi, yun nga, yung reason out bakit siya unacceptable. Kasi hindi tama yung definition niya, hindi siya debatable, mga ganong reasons. And if you have proven to us na hindi maganda yung definition niya, then you present a better definition, tapos the judges will decide on their own na later on kung ano nga ba talaga, kung sinong mas convincing, kung anong dapat na gamitin na definition for this debate. So, ganun siya. If you don't want the definition of the opposition, of the government or the prime minister, dapat i-challenge na siya as leader of the opposition. Simula pa lang ng debate. Okay? So, ayun lang. You try to be more organized for your next rounds. Kasi okay na eh. Ang galing na nung match. Pero medyo naging shaky lang siya kasi ayun nga. Medyo may mga nakalimutan siguro kayong part. Anyway, congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Glenn David. Now, let's proceed to the Chairman of the Board of Adjudicators, Attorney Joanna Pagurayan.
Morning, everyone. So, I'd just like to first thank MCNP-ISAP for inviting me, for regularly inviting me actually as the adjudicator. And I'm so proud of our debaters from MCNP-ISAP because I've seen how you progressed through the year. So the debaters yearly keep getting better and better. So congrats. And I'd like to personally congratulate my good friend Beverly Cano for training the debaters of MCNP-ISAP. They're getting good every year. So congrats. And of course, I'd like to congratulate personally the debaters who were all good. I am really impressed. You know, you should consider taking law. Some of you should consider taking law. So congratulations. Now, you know, at first, I was a bit, to be honest, at first, I thought the motion was a bit easy for the final match because it's actually a common issue already. But I understand why it was chosen as your motion because the issue resurfaced now in Congress, right? Because of the move to lower the age of criminal liability. I think it started in 2019 and there are news of its passage these days. So, and then I also thought at first that all of you seemed to be well prepared. Some of you were obviously reading pa nga your speeches, which is actually a bit of a turn off really. Because the debate should be continuous, But during the heated exchange of your POIs, your brilliance as debaters showed. So at least no, dun sa inyong POIs, dun ko nakita yung talagang galing nyo. That's why in choosing the best debater, in choosing the best speaker, I chose the debaters who are spontaneous and who doesn't seem to be dependent on the essays they were reading. So good job. Now, I just like to share some of my comments. Basically, the idea of the government side is that they want to lower the criminal liability because lowering the criminal liability means saving more, which is a very strong argument for the government side. You see, as a lawyer, I never saw it from that perspective, that lowering the age of criminal liability means saving more children. Because in Congress, if you look at the debates in Congress, their main purpose for lowering the age of criminal liability is to deter the syndicates from using the children. You see, from using the children. So the idea is always, the focus is always on the syndicates, not actually on the children. Although subsidiarily, of course, it will protect the children if you deter the syndicates from using them. But the main focus usually is to look at the perspective of the syndicates, to prevent them from using the children. So that is actually a good idea, that if you lower the criminal liability, it will save more children. So lowering the age will mean helping them earlier, and that is a very good argument for the government side. Now, for the opposition side, you gave very good statistics, which the government unfortunately lacked. Okay, so for the opposition side, what you did was, okay, this is what you're proposing, but here are the statistics. From only 14% of the present crimes are actually committed by children. Is that correct? You said that. And then from this 14%, only 3% are actually age 15 and below. And then from this 3%, 47% are actually crimes committed because of the children's poverty. So that is actually a very good argument. Then I just like to highlight some of the key points of both teams. I particularly like what the government whip said because she offered a new perspective in the debate. She said that this will also be unfair for the part of the victims. Nobody ever said that. Your focus is always on the criminals, your focus on the children. How about the victims of these children? So that offered a great perspective, and I particularly like that. And then for the second speaker, for the deputy leader of the opposition, I particularly like his idea of citing example. Among all of the debaters, only the deputy leader of the opposition cited an example, which made the picture of lowering the criminal liability more clear for everyone, for the audience, because he cited an example. Picture this. What if this child accidentally caused the death of his playmate, accidentally caused the death of his friend? So by citing that example, he was able to offer a clearer picture of the proposition. So you try that in your debates. You cite good examples that can help. Okay? Because if you just keep arguing from the general perspective, it's not always it doesn't always send the message to your audience. So if you try to cite good examples, then that can make the audience understand the motion well. Now, another also, for the opposition whip, she also made a good argument in branding the children as criminals. So if you brand the children as criminals at a very young age, that will cause a stigma, that the stigma will attach to them until they grow old, and that is something that we wish to avoid. So generally, both teams did really well, and it actually became difficult for me to choose which team is the better team. So I'd like to congratulate all of you. And then one thing more, please do not say, I caught some of you saying, I rest my case, even if they're not the whip. You do not say that, okay? You just rest your case if you're the whip. or if you deliver the reply speech. You do not rest your case if you're the first speaker, second speaker, because your case is not yet rested if you are not yet done defending your motion as a team. Okay? And then some of you also have to brush up your grammar, but generally they are good. That is normal. We are Filipinos. But of course, as debaters, it should be a given that you speak very well in English, that you have a good command of the English language. Okay? So that would be all. I'd like to congratulate you again. And I think we are now ready to announce the winner. Glewin, how about you announce the best debater and the best speaker, and I'll announce the best debating team.
Siya yung sumagot ng maraming tiwain, maganda yung pagsagot niya. The best debater is the government whip.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations to the government whip.
And for our best speaker, ayun din naman, sobrang ayos ng delivery niya, and yung matter niya, sobrang ganda. Yun nga, sinabi ni Ate Jo kanina, maraming lumabas rin sa kanya ng magaganda, like examples, ganyan. Mas naintindihan namin yung debate because of him. The best speaker is the Deputy Leader of the Opposition. Congratulations.
And so now, for the best debating team. Okay, for the best debating team, are you guys ready? So we have the good debater, the best debater from the government side, and the best speaker from the opposition side. Which do you think won? Okay, the winner in this debate is the opposition team. Congratulations.
Once again, congratulations to both teams for making it to the finals, and congratulations to the blue team for defending your crown from last year's debate competition. Again, congratulations, and thank you to our adjudicators, Sir Glewin David and Attorney Joanna Pagurayan, and of course, Ma'am Karisma Kabaruan.
Intelligence, be it innate or nurtured, competence in whatever challenges we're into, and enjoyment of all the things we do exhibits the blood running in the veins of a true mighty eagle, a fighter and a dreamer towards achieving their goals in life. Good day, everyone. I am Regeline Diquiras, a language instructor, your moderator for today. And I welcome you all to this joint foundation celebrations, the 27th year of the MCNP, the 24th year of the ISAP, the 10th year of the ISAP Kalinga, and the 5th year of the ISAP Tuguegarao campus. This is our Quizbee competition. Let us all enjoy the ride and see you to the final round. But before we proceed, let me first introduce the contestants of the respective teams, as well as our facilitators and our board of judges for our quiz. For the white team, we have Jetro De La Torre, Mary Rose Apil, and VG Matias. For the red team, we have Kat Angolwan, Mary Ann Taginod, and Rosemary Pichay. For the green team, we have Justin Luis Pandongan, Natalie Guzman, and Nicole May Sullivan. For the purple team, it is represented by Ayangwa Valerie, Espital Annalyn, Gadawan Rosalie. For the gray team, we have Memory Faith Galwed, Trisha May Basiwang, and the last one would be John Ray Wangi. For the yellow team, we have Jenny Patugalan, Ezreen May Sibal, and Jeo Clea Luwang. And for the pink team, we have Antoinette Laforga, Aljane Balidoy, and April Malyari. And for the blue team, we have Divine Palasique. We also have Isha Dalampan and John Pio Montala. Let me just state the reminders for each of our participants. kindly change your Zoom registered names into your surname / the name of your team. Like for instance, De La Torre / White Team. For our second reminder, all cameras should be open all throughout the competition. And lastly, use a marker in writing your answers, whether you're using a piece of band paper or a slate board. For the facilitators, we have the following: Ma'am Nika Narag, a social science instructor, Ma'am Joanna Tumakay, a Filipino instructor, and Ma'am Rona Tolentino, a science instructor. Let's now meet the Board of Adjudicators for today's event. We have Ms. Sheila Lane Mamaril, the Subject Area Head of the Languages Cluster, Mr. Ernesto Castro, the Subject Area Head of the Social Science Cluster, Mr. Julius Tolentino, the Subject Area Head of the Science Cluster. And lastly, we have Mr. Leverrier Arellano, the Subject Area Head of the Math and PE Cluster. For the information of everyone, each question which will be presented today was screened and checked by the Board of Judges under their respective cluster. So if there are any clarifications, we can just address it to the right person. And now, let me introduce to you the quiz master for today's event. We have Sir Edel Christian B. Palad, a social science instructor. A round of applause, please.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Ma'am Regeline. To our participants, good luck and God bless. Let's now proceed to easy round. For the first question, ano sa wikang Filipino ang salitang Ingles na honeymoon? Again, ano sa wikang Filipino ang salitang Ingles na honeymoon? And timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is Ulot Gata.
For the white team, only De La Torre got the correct answer. For the red team, both Taginod and Pichay got the correct answer. For the green team, only Sullivan got the correct answer. And for the purple team, no one got the correct answer. For the gray team, only Basiwang got the correct answer. For the yellow team, pink team, and blue team, none of the members got the correct answer.
For the second question, what site in a cell in which protein synthesis takes place? Again, what site in a cell in which protein synthesis takes place? A. Nucleus. B. Cytoplasm. C. Ribosomes. D. Lysosomes. Again, A. Nucleus. B. Cytoplasm. C. Ribosomes. And D. Lysosomes. And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter C, ribosomes.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the red team, all of the members also got the correct answer, as well as for the green team. For the purple team, only Ayangwa and Espital got the correct answer. For the gray team, all of the members got the correct answer, as well as for the yellow team. For the pink team, only Balidoy got the correct answer. For the blue team, both Palasige and Dalampan got the correct answer.
Let's now proceed to question number 3. The Silk Road started during which dynasty? Again, the Silk Road started during which dynasty? A. Han Dynasty. B. Song Dynasty. C. Yuan Dynasty. And D. Liang Dynasty. Again, A. Han Dynasty, B. Song Dynasty, C. Yuan Dynasty, and D. Liang Dynasty. And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter A, Han Dynasty.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer, as well as for the red team. For the green team, only Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. For the gray team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, all of the members got the correct answer also. For the pink team, only Balidoy got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Palasige and Dalampan got the correct answer.
Let's now proceed to number 4 question. Rizal joined the Masonry in Madrid and received his diploma as the Master Mason on February 15, 1884. Rizal joined the Masonry in Madrid and received his diploma as the Master Mason on February 15, 1884. A. Fact. B. Bluff. Again, A. Fact. B. Bluff. And timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter A. It's a fact.
For the white team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the red team, none of the members got the correct answer also. For the green team, Justin Pandongan and Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Gadawan got the correct answer. For the gray team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the pink team, only Malyari got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Palasige got the correct answer.
Question number 5. Sodium chloride is what type of chemical bond? Sodium chloride is what type of chemical bond? A. Covalent bond. B. Ionic bond. C. Metallic bond. And D. Hydrogen bond. Again, A. Covalent bond. B. Ionic bond. C. Metallic bond. Or D. Hydrogen bond. And timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter B. It is an ionic bond.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer, as well as for the red team. For the green team, only Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. For the gray team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, only Patugalan got the correct answer. For the pink team, all of the members got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Palasige and Mondala got the correct answer.
Question number 6. Macroeconomic cannot conduct controlled scientific experiments as people would complain about such experiments and with a good reason, and non-experimental. A. Fact. B. Bluff. Again, macroeconomic cannot conduct controlled scientific experiments as people would complain about such experiments and with a good reason, and non-experimental. A. Fact, B. Bluff. And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter A. It's a fact.
For the white team, Apil and Matias got the correct answer. For the red team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the green team, Guzman and Sullivan got the correct answer. For the purple team, Espital got the correct answer. For the gray team, only Galwed got the correct answer. None of the members of the yellow team got the correct answer. For the pink team, only Laforga got the correct answer. And for the blue team, all of the members got the correct answer.
Question number 7. What was the occupation of Dr. Ronald P. Guzman's mother? Again, what was the occupation of Dr. Ronald P. Guzman's mother? And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is teaching.
For the white team, none of the members got the correct answer. As well as for the red team, green team, and purple team. While for the gray team, only Basiwang got the correct answer. For the yellow team, none of the participants got the correct answer. For the pink team, only Balidoy got the correct answer. For the blue team, none of the participants got the correct answer.
Question number 8. Who is the House Speaker of the 18th Congress of the Philippines? Again, who is the House Speaker of the 18th Congress of the Philippines? Timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is Lord Alan Velasco.
For the white team, we have De La Torre and Apil for the correct answer. We have Taginod and Pechay got the correct answer for the red team. None of the members of the green team got the correct answer, as well as for the purple team and for the gray team. While for the yellow team, only Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. None of the participants of the pink team and the blue team got the correct answer.
Question number 9. Most fruits smell aromatic. This is because of the gas produced by plants, which is known as the ripening hormone. What stimulates the ripening of the fruit? Most fruits smell aromatic. This is because of the gas produced by plants, which is known as the ripening hormone. What stimulates the ripening of the fruit? A. Propylene, B. Butylene, C. Methylene, and D. Ethylene. Again, A. Propylene, B. Butylene, C. Methylene, and D. Ethylene. And the timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter D, ethylene.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the red team, All of the members got the correct answer also. None of the members of the green team got the correct answer for the green team. For the purple team, only Ayangwa and Espital got the correct answer. For the gray team, only Wangi got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, Balitoy and Malyari got the correct answer. And for the blue team, all of the members got the correct answer.
Question number 10. The myth explained the origin of the world. What pattern does the sentence use? Again, the myth explained the origin of the world. What pattern does the sentence use? And the timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is subject, transitive verb, direct object. Again, the correct answer is subject, transitive verb, direct object.
For question number 10, none of the teams got the correct answer.
Here are the accumulated scores per team for the easy round. White team, 34 points. Red team, 32 points. Green team, 20 points. Purple, 16 points. Gray team, 26 points. Yellow team, 28 points. Pink team, 22 points. And blue team got 26 points. Let's now proceed to the moderate round. For the first question, which of the following choices are the first poem which Rizal wrote in Ateneo? A. Through education, the country receives light. B. My first inspiration. C. Ultimo adios. And D. Sa aking mga kababata. Again, which of the following choices are the first poem which Rizal wrote in Ateneo? A. Through education, the country receives light. B. My first inspiration. C. Ultimo adios. And D. Sa aking mga kababata. And the timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter B. My first inspiration.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer as well as for the red team. None of the members of the green team got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. None of the members of the gray team got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, Laforga and Balidoy got the correct answer. For the blue team, Dalampan and Mandala got the correct answer.
Next question. Kung ang charger ay pantablay sa Filipino, ano naman ang email? Again, kung ang charger ay pantablay sa Filipino, ano naman ang email? And the timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is sulat-troniko. The correct answer is sulat-troniko.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the red team, Taginod and Pichay got the correct answer. For the green team, none of the participants got the correct answer, as well as for the purple team and the gray team. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, none of the participants got the correct answer. For the blue team, only Dalampan got the correct answer.
Next question. How many carbon atoms are present in a butane molecule? A. 2, B. 4, C. 6, D. 8. Again, how many carbon atoms are present in a butane molecule? A. 2, B. 4, C. 6, and D. 8. And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. The correct answer is letter B, 4 atoms.
For the white team, De La Torre and Apil got the correct answer. All of the members of the red team got the correct answer. For the green team, Pandongan and Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. For the gray team, yellow team, pink team, as well as the blue team, all of the members got the correct answer.
Next question. Who among the following archaeologists discovered the remains of Calauman? A. Armand Salvador Mijares. B. Armando Villanueva. C. Jess Palatao. And D. Donato Banata. Who among the following archaeologists discovered the remains of Calauman? A. Armand Salvador Mijares. B. Armando Villanueva. C. Jess Palatao. And D. Donato Banata. And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter A, Armand Salvador Mijares.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer, as well as for the red team and the green team. For the purple team, only Ayangwa and Espital got the correct answer. For the gray team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, only Balidoy got the correct answer. And for the blue team, all of the members got the correct answer.
Next question. If you don't need me anymore, I'll be off. In the given sentence, what part of speech is the word off? If you don't need me anymore, I'll be off. In the given sentence, what part of the speech is the word off? And timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. The correct answer is adverb.
For the white team, De La Torre and Matias got the correct answer. For the red team, Taginod and Pichay got the correct answer. For the green team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. For the gray team, only Galwed got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. And none of the members of the pink team and the blue team got the correct answer.
Next question. How many votes needed by the Congress to amend the 1987 Constitution using the Constitutional Convention? A. 2/3, B. 3/4, C. 2/4, D. 1/8, and E. 2/7. Again, how many votes is needed by the Congress to amend the 1987 Constitution using Constitutional Convention? A. 2/3, B. 3/4, C. 2/4, D. 1/8, and E. 2/7. Timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter A, 2/3 of the votes.
For the white team, De La Torre and Matias got the correct answer. For the red team, only Angolwan got the correct answer. For the green team, only Pandongan got the correct answer. And none of the members of the purple team got the correct answer. For the gray team, only Basiwang got the correct answer. For the yellow team, all of the members got the correct answer. For the pink team, Balidoy and Malyari got the correct answer. And for the blue team, all of the members got the correct answer.
Next question. How many Spanish-speaking countries use peso as a unit of currency? How many Spanish-speaking countries use peso as a unit of currency? Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is 7.
None of the members of the white team and all of the other teams got the correct answer.
Next question. Petroleum is believed to have formed mostly from the anaerobic decomposition of buried. A. Dinosaur, B. Fish, C. Pine trees, and D. Plankton and algae. Petroleum is believed to have formed mostly from anaerobic decomposition of buried. A. Dinosaur, B. Fish, C. Pine trees, and D. Plankton and algae. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. The correct answer is letter D, plankton and algae.
For the white team, only Apil got the correct answer. For the red team, Taginod and Pichay got the correct answer. All of the members of the green team got the correct answer. Espital and Gadawan for the purple team got the correct answer. All of the members of the gray team got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Sibal got the correct answer. For the pink team, La Forga and Balidoy got the correct answer. And for the blue team, all of the members got the correct answer.
Next question. He himself made a true investigation on the murder case. What type of pronoun is the word himself in the given sentence? He himself made a true investigation on the murder case. What type of pronoun is the word himself in the given sentence? And timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is intensive pronoun.
None of the contestants got the correct answer.
Here are the accumulated scores per team. For the moderate round, white team got 48 points, red team got 48 points, green team got 27 points, purple team got 21 points, gray team got 24 points, yellow team got 48 points, pink team got 30 points, and blue team got 45 points. And we are now on the difficult round. For the first question, who was the first president of the Philippines to attempt and amend the Philippine Constitution? Who was the first president of the Philippines to attempt and amend the Philippine Constitution? And timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is President Fidel Ramos.
For the white team and the red team, all of the members got the correct answer. None of the members of the green team got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. For the gray team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, only Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, only Balidoy got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Mandala got the correct answer.
Next question. What is the exact value of the speed of light? What is the exact value of the speed of light? Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is 299,792,458 meters per second.
For the white team, De La Torre and Matias got the correct answer. All of the members of the red team got the correct answer. For the green team, only Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, Ayangwa got the correct answer. None of the members of the gray team got the correct answer. For the yellow team, only Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, none of the members got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Mandala got the correct answer.
Next question. What is the usual rhyme scheme of a Shakespearean sonnet? What is the usual rhyme scheme of a Shakespearean sonnet? Timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G.
For the white team, only Matias got the correct answer. All of the members of the red team got the correct answer. None of the members of the green team, the purple team, and the gray as well as the yellow team got the correct answer. For the pink team, Balitoy and Malyari got the correct answer. For the blue team, Dalampan and Mandala got the correct answer.
Next question. What is the weight in Newton of a 2.0 kilogram object on Earth? What is the weight in Newton of a 2.0 kilogram object on Earth? Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the answer is 20 or 1.96.
For the white team, De La Torre and Apil got the correct answer. For the red team, Taginod and Pichay got the correct answer. For the green team, only Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, Ayangwa and Gadawan got the correct answer. None of the members of the gray team got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, none of the members got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only the Lampan got the correct answer.
Next question. The quote, that this notion under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth, is from what literary piece? Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address or Gettysburg Address.
For the white team, De La Torre and Matias got the correct answer. All of the members of the red team got the correct answer. For the green team, the purple team, and the gray team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, only Patugalan got the correct answer. While for the pink team and for the blue team, none of the participants got the correct answer.
Next question. According to the Philippine Institute for Volcanology and Seismology, also known as PhilVox, how many active volcanoes do we have? According to Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or the PhilVox, how many active volcanoes do we have? Timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is 24.
All of the participants did not get the correct answer.
Next question. When a glucose undergoes glycolysis, the product is or are A. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. B. Fructose 1,6-phosphate. C. Pyruvate. And D. Glycerol. When glucose undergoes glycolysis, the products is A. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. B. Fructose 1,6-phosphate. C. Pyruvate. And D. Glycerol. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is letter C, pyruvate.
For the white team, Apil and Matias got the correct answer. For the red team, Taginod and Pichay got the correct answer. For the green team, Pandongan and Guzman got the correct answer. None of the members of the purple team got the correct answer. For the gray team, Basiwang and Luangi got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Sibal and Luwang got the correct answer. And none of the members of the pink team and the blue team got the correct answer.
Next question. Equator is an imaginary line drawn around the Earth equally distant from both poles, dividing the Earth into northern and southern hemisphere, and constituting the parallel of latitude 0 degrees. How many countries are sitting around the equator? Equator is an imaginary line drawn around the Earth equally distant from both poles, dividing the Earth into northern and southern hemisphere and constituting the parallel of latitude 0 degrees. How many countries are sitting around the equator? Timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is 13.
All of the members of the white team got the correct answer, as well as for the red team. For the green team, only Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, Ayangwa and Gadawan got the correct answer. For the gray team, none of the members got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, only Malyari got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Mondala got the correct answer.
Next question. Anong saligang batas ang nagtatakda na ang wikang pambansa ng Pilipinas ay Filipino? Anong saligang batas ang nagtatakda na ang wikang pambansa ng Pilipinas ay Filipino? Timer starts now. And time's up. Raise your slate boards so facilitators can check your answers. And the correct answer is Saligang Batas ng 1987, Artikulo 15 or Article 15.
None of the teams got the correct answer.
Next question. Question number 10. What is the English name of the Rosal flower plant? What is the English name of the Rosal flower plant? And timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Raise your slate boards so the facilitators can check your answers. And the answer is Gardenia or Gardenia Jasminiodes.
For the white team, all of the members got the correct answer, as well as for the red team. For the green team, only Guzman got the correct answer. For the purple team, only Ayangwa got the correct answer. For the gray team, only Basiwang got the correct answer. For the yellow team, Patugalan and Luwang got the correct answer. For the pink team, Balidoy and Malyari got the correct answer. And for the blue team, only Dalampan got the correct answer.
Here are the accumulated scores per team for the difficult round. White team got 90 points. Red team got 110 points. Green team got 30 points. Purple team got 35 points. Gray team got 15 points. Yellow team got 55 points. Pink team got 30 points. And blue team got 35 points.
And now for the total points per team. For the white team, 172 points. Red team, 190 points. Green team, 77 points. Purple team, 72 points. Gray team, 65 points. Yellow team, 131 points. Pink team, 82 points. Blue team, 106 points. And now for the winners of our Quizbee competition. For the third place, yellow team with a total score of 131 points. Second place, white team with a total score of 172 points. And the champion of our Quizbee competition, red team with a score of 190 points. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you for our Quizbee participants and happy founding anniversary.